I remember the way your skin felt under my fingertips, the way we could connect without words. But now I don't know if I can find that same rhythm with you. You told me to touch you, but I'm not sure if I am the same person who once did. Every time I think about touching you, my mind races with doubt. You told me to touch you, but can I really do that without disrupting what's left between us? Can touch still bridge the distance, or has it become a barrier? I used to know what you needed from me, but now I'm lost. You told me to touch you, but now I'm unsure if that's what you truly want anymore. How do you navigate a connection when the direction feels uncertain? You told me to touch you, but I wonder if it's too late. The space between us feels vast now, and every inch I try to close only makes it feel more impossible. Can we ever return to what we had, or is it lost forever? There was a time when I could feel the rhythm of your touch, and it would guide me. But now I hesitate. You told me to touch you, but now it feels like I'm reaching into the unknown. Can I still touch you, or have we both changed too much? Your touch used to be a lifeline, but now it feels like a memory, fading with time. You told me to touch you, but what happens when the touch that once brought us together now feels like a reminder of what we've lost? I used to be able to reach for you without question, without hesitation. But now your touch feels like a delicate thing, too fragile to hold. You told me to touch you, but can I still do so with the same love, or has it changed? The warmth of your skin once made me feel whole, but now I'm unsure. You told me to touch you, but now there's a hesitation in my heart. How do you touch someone when you're unsure if that touch is still wanted or needed? You told me to touch you, but now it feels like I'm reaching across a vast chasm. What if the touch that once meant everything to us no longer carries the same meaning? What happens when everything changes and the connection feels like it's slipping away? I used to reach for you instinctively, but now I question if that touch is still wanted. You told me to touch you, but the distance between us has grown too large. Can I still touch you, or have we both lost our way? Your words still echo in my mind. Touch me, but now I hesitate. The touch that once felt so right now feels like a fragile thing, easily broken. Can we still connect in that way, or has the distance grown too great? You told me to touch you, but I feel like I've forgotten how. The warmth, the connection, it's slipping away. Can we ever return to that place, Or is everything between us now just a shadow of what it once was? There was a time when your touch felt like everything, like a safe harbor in a storm, but now I'm unsure. You told me to touch you, but can that touch still heal the wounds we've created, or have they grown too deep? Your touch once brought me peace, but now it feels like a distant memory. You told me to touch you, but now I wonder if that touch would even be welcome. Can we still find our way to each other, or have we lost the path? I want to touch you, I do, but there's a hesitation, a distance between us that wasn't there before. You told me to touch you, but I wonder if I even have the right to anymore. Have we drifted too far apart? The words you spoke still linger in my mind, but they no longer hold the same weight. You told me to touch you, but now I'm unsure if that's even what you need anymore. Can touch still save us, or has it become a symbol of everything that's wrong? You told me to touch you, but now the thought of it feels complicated. The connection we had is no longer simple. It's tangled, uncertain. Can we ever go back to the way things were, or is it too late to turn back? I used to reach for you without thinking, without doubt, but now your touch feels like a question. You told me to touch you, but now I wonder if we've become different people, and I'm unsure if I can still touch you in the same way. You told me to touch you, but now I feel the weight of that command differently. The touch that once felt like second nature now seems like a leap of faith. Can I still touch you, or is that connection lost forever? I remember the first time I touched you, how it felt like everything in the world made sense. But now I hesitate. You told me to touch you, but now the touch that once felt so right feels like it might break everything. You told me to touch you, but now it feels like a challenge. The touch that once brought us together now feels like a test, a way to measure how far we've fallen. Can I still reach you the way I once did? Your touch used to be the one thing I could count on, but now I'm not so sure. You told me to touch you, but can I still give you that part of myself? Or have we both changed beyond recognition? You told me to touch you, but every time I reach out, something in me hesitates. The closeness that once felt so natural now feels like a distant memory, slipping through my fingers like sand. How do you touch someone who no longer feels like they can be touched? There was a time when I could feel the heat of your touch, the intensity of your words, but now it feels like there's a cold barrier between us. You told me to touch you, but now I wonder if I even know how to anymore. I used to be able to close my eyes and reach for you without question, but now I find myself holding back. The desire is still there, but the trust, the safety, it's no longer certain. Can I still touch you, or have I lost that connection forever? The words you said echo in my mind. Touch me. But now, with every thought, I'm reminded of the distance that's grown between us. Can I still reach you? Can I still touch you in the same way? Or have we drifted so far apart that it's impossible? I feel the weight of your words on my skin, but it's as if your presence has faded. You told me to touch you, but now I stand frozen, unsure if that's even what you want anymore. What do you really need from me now, when everything has shifted? Your voice once called me forward, but now there's silence. You told me to touch you, but I wonder if that was ever what you truly needed. Can touch still heal the wounds we've created, or is it just a reminder of all that's been lost? I ache to reach for you, to close the distance between us, but something holds me back. You told me to touch you, but I no longer know if that's the right thing to do. Are we even the same people we were when those words were spoken? Your touch once felt like home, like a safe place I could always return to. But now, the space between us is vast, and I'm not sure if I can reach you anymore. You told me to touch you, but I'm scared of what I might feel or what you might not feel. There was a time when the mere thought of touching you ignited a fire in me. Now I hesitate. You told me to touch you, but I wonder if that's something I can still offer. Do we still fit, or have we both changed beyond recognition? You told me to touch you, but now I'm lost in the quiet space between us. The connection we once shared feels like a fragile thread, barely hanging on. How do I touch you when everything feels so distant and uncertain? It feels like I'm standing at the edge of something, unsure whether to jump or stay. You told me to touch you, but now that invitation feels like a question. Can I still touch you the way I once did, or have we passed that point? I remember when your touch was everything to me, but now I feel like I've forgotten how. You told me to touch you, but now the distance between us seems too great. Can we find our way back to each other, or is it too late? Your words haunt me, touch me, but now I'm unsure. I want to, I long to, but I'm afraid of what that touch might mean now. Can I still hold you the way I once did, or has the bond between us faded beyond repair? The desire to touch you is still there, but the connection has frayed. You told me to touch you, but now I don't know if I can, or if I even should. What happens when the urge to touch someone is overshadowed by the fear of it all falling apart? Your touch once filled the empty spaces in my life, but now those spaces feel bigger, unfillable. You told me to touch you, but now I wonder if we can still create that closeness, or if we've both moved too far away from what we were. I used to know exactly what it meant when you said, "Touch me," but now it's clouded with doubt. Do I still have the right to touch you, or have the walls between us become too high to climb? There was a time when your body was my refuge, a place where all the world's troubles disappeared. But now I hesitate. You told me to touch you, but what if that touch now carries a weight we can't bear together? I ache for your touch, but I've learned to hold back. You told me to touch you, but what if that touch no longer carries the same meaning? What if the space between us has changed everything? I want to reach for you, but I don't know if you want me to anymore. You told me to touch you, but now there's a hesitation, a pause. How do you touch someone when every touch feels like a question? You told me to touch you, but the words feel like a distant memory now. Can touch still mean something when everything else has changed? Can I still be the person who reaches for you, or have we become strangers? You told me to touch you, but I find myself standing still. The space between us is heavy, and my hand trembles. Can I still reach you, or have the walls between us grown too tall to climb?